Let's keep the trade talk going here before we get to our big segment today. The deadline countdown article is up now at dailyfaceoff.com, and it's all about Pavel Buchnevich. Our boy Matt Larkin handled this one, Frank, and you look, those are damn good numbers. That's a guy who's going to be north of 30 goals this year. Since he joined the Blues, he's been right around a point per game player. And the interesting thing with Buchnevich, of course, he comes with term. One more year on the deal, but a $5.8 million cap hit, Frank. I talked yesterday about how, maybe the Blues could hold this guy. His market's probably still going to be pretty strong in the summer, but if they can get a couple premium assets for him, I think that'd be good work for Doug Armstrong.
Me too, because I don't believe, and this is why he's available, a lot of teams believe that when push comes to shove in giving Buchnevich the next deal, that the St. Louis Blues aren't going to be the team that ponies up probably north of $8 million to get him signed. And that's a big leap for someone that's making 5.8. It's well-deserved. I mean, is there a more unheralded point per game player in the league? Like, people would say Pavel Buchnevich, point per game. St. Louis, since he's arrived there, 192 games played, 190 points. I mean, does it get any closer than that? He's been really good. This Blues team is sniffing around the edges of a playoff spot. I personally don't do they have the talent as assembled to get in? Yes. Will they? I wouldn't put them in the driver's seat. And more than that, to cash in now for someone that could get Buchnevich at a value contract for 2 years at under $6 million, 2 playoff runs, I should say. Why not? I mean, the reported ask was 2 first-round picks plus, and I understand why they would. But if you are, I don't know, to me, like, one team that really stands out is Edmonton. And I know that, we've talked about the idea of Jake Gensel, pending unrestricted free agent, might not be able to, very unlikely to be able to re-sign him. Is Buchnevich just not another version of Gensel? Different player. But when you talk about filling out your top 6, I mean, Ken Holland has shown a preference to paying for guys that have term. It's going to be tough to squeeze him in this year and next year as well, with the salary cap increase being chewed up by Connor Brown. But make decisions elsewhere in your lineup. If you need to move out Warren Foegele, if you need to move out Brett Kulak or whatever it might be, there has to be some way to make this work if you really see that that's a fit for this year and next. And you can always go back and rejig your salary cap when you get to the summer. But just to make it through this year, I mean, if you're talking about a difference maker and an impact player, we saw the impact that Barbashev going from St. Louis to Vegas had at the deadline last year. Buchnevich is plus of that.
Yeah, like we've talked about how the Penguins want 2 A+ assets for Gensel. And it's like, man, I think if you're Edmonton, you sit there and kind of gulp and go, ooh, we know he is going to walk in July. We have no hope in hell of re-signing that guy. If it's 3 good assets for Buchnevich, but you get that second year, cost certainty, all of that, I think the Oilers should obviously prefer to go after the guy with term. But that $5.8 million, I have no idea how they could jig the math to make that thing work.
I just did it for you.
But Frank, even if you go from Kulak to Broberg and your left side, you're saving $2 million. That you're not getting close to the 5.8, even with their deadline cap space.
Add Foegele.
Well, now you're sacrificing 2 pieces off the roster. It's just, I think the cap hit will be a non-starter for them. I'd be surprised.
Okay, I'm just, if you are going to be aggressive and you're going to spend, and you look at the market and the way it's shaped up right now, that would be a guy I would spend on.
What's up, hockey fans? If you enjoyed that video, then you need to be hitting the subscribe button right here at Daily Faceoff. Exclusive interviews and analysis from our hockey insider Frank Seravalli, fantasy updates from Brock Sagan, and a daily live show at noon Eastern, Monday through Friday. You don't want to miss any of the fantastic content, so hit that subscribe button.